لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد الفاتح الخاتم وعلى آله حق قدر العظيم. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praises are due to the Almighty Allah, the Lord of the universe, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the sovereign of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and from you alone we implore help. Guide us to straight path, the path of those whom you have favored, neither of those who have incurred your wrath, nor of those who have gone astray. O Allah, maintain your praise persistently upon our chief and master Muhammad, the key to that which is closed, the seal to that which is past, the upholder of the truth by the means of truth, the proper guide to your straight path, and upon his family according to his eminence and his great honor. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I am back on my series of lectures on the topic, the Divine Mandate series. If you can remember, in the last session, we were discussing the engagement of Prophet Abraham with his people, how he was asking the philosophy and wisdom behind them being devoted to the images they crafted with their own hands. And Prophet Abraham logically wanted to lead them to the conclusion that will make them realize the futility of their devotion to those idols. Because he asked them, when they questioned him, whether he was the one that broke the idols into pieces, he said no. He said it is rather the biggest one, the biggest idol that couldn't stand being worshipped along with the smaller idols. Here he wanted to show them if even within the ranks of idols, no bigger idols can stand being compared or being devoted to along with smaller idols. What more of the creator of the universe, subhanahu wa ta'ala? That was the logic. And that is why when they said, well, when he asked them to ask the idols, that is, فَاسْأَلُوهُمْ إِنْ كَانُوا يَنْطِقُونَ, ask them if they can speak. فَرَجَعُوا إِلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ فَقَالُوا إِنَّكُمْ أَنْتُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. They turned to themselves, blaming themselves that means you are the wrongdoers. If you know, because they now realize the futility of their actions. So, but some of them say, no, he himself should know that the idols cannot speak. So he shouldn't ask us he shouldn't refer us to the idols that are speechless. So when they arrived at this point, Abraham was very happy. He said, أَفَتَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَنْفَعُكُمْ شَيْئًا وَلَا يَضُرُّكُمْ أُفٍّ لَكُمْ وَلِمَا تَعْبُدُونَ. Would you then worship what can in no way cause any benefit to you, nor can it harm you in any way? مَا لَا يَنْفَعُكُمْ وَلَا يَضُرُّكُمْ. Then أُفٍّ لَكُمْ وَلِمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Shame on you and your idols, for you worship them besides Almighty Allah. Have you no sense? Have you no common sense? Because it takes only common sense to understand that one cannot be devoted to what one's created with his hands. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ قَالُوا حَرِّقُوهُ وَانْصُرُوا آلِهَتَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ فَاعِلِينَ. So when they fell in their engagement, that is, Abraham has defeated them in the debate. So when they understood that they were defeated, then they decided to apply force. Harriquhu, burn him alive. Wansuru alihatakum in kuntum fa'ilina, so that you may retaliate for what is being done against your idols if you are serious. That was the same story narrated in the chapter Surah Shuara. قالوا نعبد أصناما فنظل لها عاكفين ما هذه التماثيل التي أنتم لها عاكفون قالوا نعبد أصناما فنظل لها عاكفين ما هذه التماثيل التي أنتم لها عاكفون قال هل يسمعونكم استدعون أو ينفعونكم أو يضرون لما تعبدون من دون الله ما لا ينفعكم شيئا ولا يضركم أو ينفعونكم أو يضرون قالوا بل وجدنا آباءنا كذلك يفعلون قالوا وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين. بل وجدنا آباءنا كذلك قال أفرأيتم ما كنتم تعبدون أنتم وآباؤكم الأقدم فإنهم عدو لي إلا رب العالمين. That, do you realize that what to worship, as well as that is the same images your forebears worshipped? Along with you all, I consider you as my enemies. I have no one else except the Lord of the universe. فإنهم عدو لي إلا رب العالمين. وإذ قال إبراهيم لأبيه وقوم إنني براء مما تعبدون إلا الذي فطرني إلا رب العالمين الذي خلقني الذي فطرني الذي خلقني فهو يهدين إلا الذي فطرني فإنه سيهدين الذي خلقني فهو يهدين والذي يطعمني ويسقين وإذا مرضت فهو يشفين. Abraham made this bold declaration. In the midst of polytheists, he was the only one who was monotheist, except of course his wife and then his neighbor. So what was their response? Why couldn't they continue with the debate rather than using force? Why applying force? How? Why did they feel? Why did they just become speechless? Why wouldn't they continue arguing with him logically and philosophically as he initiated the debate? So they decided to burn him alive. And Abraham was ready to pay any price in this cause because it was a divine cause. And so as at the time they got ready, they prepared everything, all it took to burn him alive. When the stage was set to do that, Angel Gabriel appeared to him. Oh Abraham, are you in need of any help? Or do you want anything? Alaka haja? Qala amma ilayka fala. Do you have anything you want? He said, well, as from you, I need nothing. Of course, I don't have anything to offer by myself. What I mean is that if you need anything from the Almighty, do you need any divine intervention so as to save your life? As you are being set now for getting burnt alive. Abraham said, if it is for the Almighty, ilmuhu bihali yugnini answali. The fact that he is very much aware of my condition is sufficient for me not to pray for anything, because my God is always protective of his poor servants. He is always, in fact, he is more conscious of me than I of myself. So, needless to pray. Then the Almighty Allah sent down his communication to that fire. قُلْنَا نَارُ بَرْدًا وَسَلَامًا عَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ. Then the Almighty Allah said, we communicated to the fire that be cool and safe for Abraham. Well, had the Almighty Allah said be cool, oh fire, be cool, then perhaps there would be no any other fire going forward that would have the power to burn anyone. All fires would have been cool. And if the address was meant for that specific fire that was kindled to burn Abraham, that fire would have been cool. And in fact, it would have been so cool to even freeze Abraham, to keep him frozen. And that would be very harmful. Then that's why he added wasalaman, cool and safe. Otherwise, Prophet Abraham would have been frozen by the fire because of the divine command. وَسَلَامًا عَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَأَرَادُوا بِهِ كَيْدًا فَجَعَلْنَاهُمُ الْأَسْفَلِينَ وَفَجَعَلْنَاهُمُ الْأَخْسَرِينَ in the chapter of Al-Anbiya, فَجَعَلْنَاهُمُ الْأَسْفَلِينَ in Surah Al-Safat. They schemed against him, and we made them lose the battle. That's how they lost the battle, in favor of Abraham. فجعلناهم الأسفلين فجعلناهم الأكثرين ونجينا ولوطا إلى الأرض التي باركنا فيها للعالمين. Then we delivered him along with him, Lord, to the land we blessed for all mankind. And that was how Lot was under the tutelage of his uncle, Prophet Abraham. As at the time they departed from the kingdom of Babylon, on their way to the land of Syria, that is the land the Almighty Allah blessed for all mankind. On their way, they came to pass by the city of Egypt, and the emperor there was someone who was so addicted to beautiful women. Wherever he sees one, he will take her by force for himself. And that was the attempt he made on the wife of Abraham, and he failed because he was miraculously, that is, when he reached out to her with his right hand, the hand got paralyzed, and he reached out to her with the left hand, it got paralyzed as well. And he concluded that she was not a human being, she must be a spirit. He sent her out, he gave her the young woman Hagar. And that was how they left the city of Egypt. And they came to pass by the city of Sodom. At that point in time, Lot reached the age of maturity, the age at which the Almighty Allah appoints prophets. So the Almighty Allah decided to appoint him a prophet, and he was sent to the people of Sodom to preach to them the monotheism, and to preach to them, to preach against the evil act of homosexuality. And Abraham proceeded to the blessed land, that is Beit al-Maqdis, where he started having his children, starting with Prophet Ishmael, born by Hagar, and Abraham took her along with her child to the valley of Mecca and settled them there. Then the second child, Isaac, was born some years later. And the old man who spent almost a century praying for a child, and the Almighty Allah accepted the prayer at a very advanced stage of his life, when he was somewhere around 100 years of age. His wife somewhere around 90. Then the wife also got a glad tidings from the Almighty Allah through a team of angels that was dispatched by the Almighty Allah on a mission to destroy the people of Sodom. And they came to pass by the city of Abraham, and they gave him the glad tidings. They gave his wife the glad tidings that she too will conceive and give birth to a male child by name Isaac, and she will have her life prolonged to witness her grandchild Jacob. The Almighty Allah said, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلَنَا إبراهيم بالبشر قالوا سلاما ولقد جاء رسلنا إبراهيم بالبشر قالوا سلاما قال سلام فما لبث أن جاء بعجل حنين فلما رأى أيديهم لا تصل إليه نكرهم فأوجس منهم خيفة قالوا لا تخف إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم لوط وامرأته قائمة فضحكت فبشرنا بإسحاق ومن وراء إسحاق يعقوب. That the angel, as they arrived as guests to Prophet Abraham, he received them, welcomed them, and he entertained them with he prepared some meat for them. And when you observe that their hands were not reaching out to the food, Abraham panicked. فأوجس منه خيفة قالوا لا تخف. They asked him that you don't need to panic. Of course we are angels and we are on a mission. Yet our mission is to destroy the people of Sodom. Of course not here. But for the purpose of us coming here, we came here to give you a glad tidings that your wife standing here is going to give birth to a male child by name Isaac. And after Isaac, there will come Prophet Jacob, the son of Isaac. And she was surprised. She was so much amazed. قالت يا ولتي أألد وأنا عجوز وهذا بعلي شيخا إن هذا لشيء عجيب. She was so much amazed and said, is it possible for me at this advanced stage of my life to conceive and give birth to a child, أألد وأنا عجوز, while I am at the advanced stage of my age, that I'm old, وهذا بعلي شيخا, and this is my husband, he is much more advanced in age than I. We are seemingly too old to have a child. وهذا بعلي شيخا إن هذا لشيء عجيب. Certainly this calls for a great surprise. Then the angels responded by saying, أتعجبين من أمر الله رحمة الله وبركاته عليكم أهل البيت إنه حميد مجيد. If someone would be so much surprised and amazed by the divine, that is the matters related to divinity, how the Almighty Allah operates, how He commands whatever He wants to bring to the world by the simple word of be, and it will instantly come into being. So the Almighty of all possibilities, that He has no impossibility at all. So there is nothing surprising in Him giving you a child at the old age of your life. Atajabina min amrillah, are you amazed? Are you surprised with the divine command that He commanded you to have a child at this age? Rahmatullah, the mercy of Allah, wa barakatuh, and His blessings, alaykum ahl al-bayt, upon you, the people of the house of Abraham, the blessed house. Innahu Hamidun Majid. The Almighty Allah is full of praises, and He is the most gracious Lord. Majid. Then فَلَمَّا ذَهَبَ عَنْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الرَّوْءُ وَجَاءَتُ الْبُشْرَى يُجَادِلُنَا فِي قَوْمِ لُوطٍ. When Abraham got relieved of the distress of the earlier situation, because when he got to realize that they were angels, he was so much alarmed because he didn't know their mission. Angels come down only for a mission. وَمَا نَتَنَزَّلُ إِلَّا بِأَمْرِ رَبِّكَ لَهُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِينَا وَمَا خَلْفَنَا وَمَا بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ نَسِيًّا. Such are the angels. They only come down on a mission. They don't come down for no purpose. So that is why he was worried. But having known their mission now, and that he had no cause to be alarmed, for they came to give him a glad tidings of having a second child by name Isaac. So فَلَمَّا ذَهَبَ عَنْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الرَّوْءُ وَجَاءَتُ الْبُشْرَى, when the glad tidings came to him, then يُجَادِلُنَا فِي قَوْمِ لُوطٍ. Abraham, out of his tender-heartedness, he started engaging the angels on why would they destroy a whole city for the wrongdoings of some of them. Meaning not all of them are unbelievers. There are still some few believers who believe in the Prophet, that is Prophet Lord. So he started asking them, قال إن فيها لوطا قالوا نحن أعلم من فيها لننجينه وآله إلا امرأته كانت من الغابرين. That was the engagement. That's يجادلنا. He was arguing with us, meaning he was arguing with the angels. But because the angels were sent by the Almighty Allah, so the Almighty Allah, while narrating the story, said Abraham was arguing with us with regard to the people of Lot. Because have you ever seen someone argue with the Almighty, then he got praised for that? Abraham was praised for arguing here. Inna Ibrahim la halimun awwahun munib. How would he be praised for arguing with the Almighty Allah? He was arguing with the angels, trying to see how he could convince them to either delay the punishment or, if possible, to subvert the punishment. That's why he was asking. Inna fiha Luta. Lot was there in the city. in that city. قالوا نحن أعلم من فيها. Scholars of Tafsir said he asked them, would you kill a city in which you have, for example, a household of believers? They said no. Would you kill a whole city where you have, for example, 7 individuals that are believers, or 5, or 3, 2, 1? He asked them all this question. Then they said, Nanu alaw man fiha. We know better of the people of that city. For Lot and his people, that is those who believe in him, لَنُنَجِّيَنَّهُ وَأَهَلَهُ إِلَّا امْرَأَتَهُ كَانَتْ مِنَ الْغَابِرِينَ. We are going to deliver him along with him. His people, وَأَهَلَهُ, meaning those who believe in him. إِلَّا امْرَأَتَهُ, with the exception of his wife, who happened to be an unbeliever. كَانَتْ مِنَ الْغَابِرِينَ, for she will be among those that are to be destroyed. Alhamdulillah. I'm going to stop here, inshallah. When we come back in the next session, we're going to continue exactly where we stop. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق العظيم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك.